Now, something in this matchup has changed that I like a lot. Something in this matchup has changed that I like a lot. And it hasn't only changed versus Bison, but it's changed versus a lot of characters. Now, I'll show you this right now. FALKE could not do this against Bison before. She could not establish that fireball game there because that, right? And then that trade is not in your favor. Double dash into Oki, right? You always got that. And then he could just get in, right? That was annoying, which meant that as FALKE players, we could not actually establish our low shot game. You know, we can do it to a lot of characters. Bison is not one of them, simply because he has a V skill that absorbs fireballs. However, now that FALKE has an EX shot, right, they can still absorb this. However, they get punished for it. So he still has it, right? He still has it. However, they get punished for it. And they get knocked down. The fact that they get knocked down for doing it, you still give them V meter and you still give them their store. But the fact that it knocks down is huge. Because then we're at a more advantageous situation on the screen. We can even double dash afterwards. Like, if we were to do... Oh, here's another thing. Here's another example. If I make FALKE have V-Trigger 2, which is my recommended V-Trigger against Bison, right? And V-Score 2, actually. And V-Score 2. Now we've got this situation where we can do this. Right? Now look at this. Even if I quick rise, there's nothing Bison can do there that will punish you for doing that. So that allows you to get a free store out, a free orb, which is great. Because against a matchup like Bison, every little helps. You need these little things because the matchup is not in your favor. So that always helps. That always helps. Another thing you could do. What else could you do? Another thing you could do is this. There's another thing. And now you've got a free V-Trigger 2 activation from full screen without having to find a hit up close, right? So if they're trying to get this store off, now you've got VT up. This could also work with V-Trigger 1 if you are using V-Trigger 1. You could do the exact same thing. So to me that's amazing. I love that about this matchup. Because a lot of FALKE's win condition in this matchup against really good Bisons is how you utilize your V-Trigger once you get it activated. Now the hard part is being able to activate against Bison. So having more activation routes clearly helps her in that matchup. So this is great. This is great. This is great for her. Now, we need to talk about if this makes the matchup. Does this make the matchup even? No. The matchup is still heavily in Bison's favor. However, it makes certain things more tolerable and also gives FALKE more ways to play the game. Because when Bison could just V-skill all of your low shots, you felt like you couldn't play the game. Because now you're left with all your normals, which Bison would whiff punish with scissor kick. He'll just walk backwards and you're left chasing him. And you can't just chase him because you can't react to that. And now he's got Psycho Axe and a bunch of stuff. You can't just walk forward all the time. And now your aerial approach, he also had target combos that you don't want to eat because that's a lot of damage. Now, you can, of course, jump on Bison because his crouch fist is not the best anti-air in general. But you'll be relying on just getting jump-ins. And that's not a solid way of winning. So having more options on the ground helps her out a lot. Now they can't just brainlessly absorb all your fireballs all the time. You have more room to breathe on the screen.
I'm ready to start.
So
Whenever you're ready.
I would say this matchup is still bad, but has become more tolerable because Falk has more. She's more optimal as a character, and she has a better activation route now. So that's my take on what's happened in this matchup. Still bad,
What's your start?
but more tolerable now. More tolerable.